Hello, I'm Mr. Laneous, reviewer of the Miscellaneous, and at this second I'm trying to figure out what I should review next. Yeah. No. Having a new potential review book, that doesn't make it any easier. If you're wondering, I had to burn the old one after the incident. Didn't want to repeat that again. Let's see, what's something I could do? There's the Freddy is FR07 review I've had on hold since November. The traditional Seuss cartoon review. Oh, here's an interesting one. Passover at Bubbe's. You know, it is getting close to Passover time. But I wonder, should I space the Bubbe reviews out a bit, or should I strike while the iron is still hot? Maybe I could do it now, but I don't know, maybe I should change it up a bit? How the hell am I gonna do that?
Sleepy Hollow, The Exorcist, Psycho, Care Bears 2? Librarian's probably just having stomach pains again. Weird ethereal stomach pains? Are you okay in there?
Speak of me!
What are you?
Speak of me!
What?
Speak of me!
I'm sorry, my of me is a little rusty.
Speak of me!
Well, after lengthy consideration, I've come to the conclusion that an entirely underwater review would be both impractical and dangerous. So, unless something conveniently pops up in the next few seconds, it seems...
Missed!
Who are you?
I'm Filmmaker of the Future. We've met once before.
No, we haven't. I have literally no idea who you are.
Crap, that usually works. Anyway, we don't have much time.
We?
Bubbe is back.
Of course it is. Everything's getting a reboot these days. Let's just hope they cast J.K. Simmons as the Rhino.
No, the possessed videos. There were 2 of them.
Oh. Explains the existence of the Passover one. But why does any of this matter? And what do you have to do with all of this?
The Passover VHS found me at my local creepy gothic library, and it's demanding to be reviewed.
Uh-huh. And why can't I see this homicidal demon video on your feed?
I had to lock it out of this room.
That vicious, huh?
It came at me with a freaking knife! I was only able to lock it out because I asked it for a password that didn't even exist.
Ah, the old password trick. Clever.
And you're the only person I can think of that's acknowledged that these exist. So I fiddled with our video feeds, and now I'm here to get you to review this demon.
That'll do it. Let's take a look. So this is of course a sequel to the Hanukkah at Bubbe's video, only about Passover.
Gee, I never would have guessed.
Hey, there's not a lot of intro I can give this thing. Like, I already mentioned David Silverman and Phil Barron's involvement in the last one. Are there any other notable people involved in this that I missed last time?
There's Mona Marshall.
South Park's Mona Marshall?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Considering the circumstances, that's bizarrely appropriate.
Hi, Bubbe!
Filmmaker, do you have any sort of history or attachment with this video?
No, do you?
Absolutely none. This is awkward.
The video opens right on the theme song. No introductory scenes or anything. It just starts singing.
In fact, all this footage from outside the window is just left over from the Hanukkah video. Sure, the vocals are re-recorded, but it's still the exact same footage. Look, that mouse is still holding a menorah. I can't do this. You're on your own, Filmmaker. I'm going to Del Taco.
No you're not.
Yes I am. Sorry, but you're not physically here to stop me, and the homicidal demon video's on your end, so I can do as I please.
I thought this might happen. That's why I sent Thing to grab you some Del Taco already.
What? Thank you, Thing. Fries better be well done.
I just love coming to Bubbe's for Passover.
This spoon needs more cinnamon.
Thanks a lot for bringing me along to your grandmother's house.
You've been to Passover Seder dinners before, but never one like at our Bubbe.
That doesn't sound ominous at all. So while Chester tries the maror and reacts pretty much the exact same way I did to my first sip of wine, we finally reunite with Bubbe herself.
How did this menorah get in the Passover box? I've told those children 100 times.
Yes, ignore the young children screaming for help downstairs. How dare they mix up where the Hanukkah stuff goes?
Also, why are you immediately blaming the kids when that mouse has a menorah out for Passover?
And of course, Bubbe is still clearly voiced by a man.
There you are. Well, well, well. It's been a long time, my friend.
But Mist, what if that's just how old people are? Maybe when you're really old, your voice starts to sound like a different gender.
Filmmaker? I'm sure you and I both know a fair share of old people, and that none of them speak like that.
Hey, it might not happen to everyone, just a select few.
Uh-huh. Come back to me in 60 years and we'll see who's right.
Well, Mist, what did I tell you?
Alright, you win, yeesh.
Excuse us.
Passover dishes coming through. I thought Anton was supposed to do that.
Anton told us to do it.
Yeah, he's busy hanging the Passover decorations.
Passover decorations?
Oh my god!
Okay, take it easy, boy.
I'm sorry, but you know, I already talked about in the last one how much I loved Anton and his childish narcissism and such, so for the first time we see him in the sequel to be him hanging a portrait of himself. It's just too perfect!
Well, he's gotta wear himself out at some point.
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Now that's what I call art.
Please leave me out of this.
What do you know about Passover anyway?
I know that Passover celebrates freedom from people like you, who try to make other people do their work.
Gee, I wonder if that's supposed to represent something. And then Bubbe finally comes down to show the kids something special.
It's a Haggadah. It was given to me by my Bubbe.
Then it must be like 1,000 years old.
Is it me, or does Muffin seem to be under the impression that Bubbe is immortal? I mean, she thought that Bubbe was around during the time of Judah in the Hanukkah video, and now she thinks that Bubbe's over 1,000 years old.
Really though, if Bubbe was over 1,000 years old, would you be surprised?
No, it wouldn't.
I think that with the help of this Haggadah, Zachary will do a fine job of leading tonight's Seder. I'd better tend to my matzo balls.
But wait, Bubbe, lead. I can lead a Seder, but...
Wait, did Bubbe just spring that on him?
I don't know about that. Maybe she'd told him beforehand and he's just still nervous.
Good point, but look at how he reacts. He looks startled. He sounds like he has no idea this was a thing.
Hey, whatever it is, they need to establish Zach's conflict somehow.
But couldn't Bubbe have handled this better? Does he tend to do this?
Oh, Zach, you'll be wonderful at leading the Seder.
Leading the what?
Don't worry, Zach. You'll do fine.
And he'll be even better at paying all of my taxes for me.
Huh?
Don't worry, Zach. You'll do fine.
And I'm sure he'll blow us all away when he stabs Godzilla through the heart with our chimney while juggling 8 hand grenades and whistling the entirety of the William Tell Overture as he simultaneously gives my sister Bernice a sponge bath.
You're on your own, kid.
Ooh, what a beautiful book.
Why, thank you.
It's even worse now that I know about Jan Sponsmeyer!
I have no idea who that is.
You do not want to know, trust me!
I'm already looking him up.
No, girl, don't do it!
Oh my god, what the hell even is this?
We do have some important business to attend to, don't we?
And as if that wasn't disturbing enough, the food is alive too! Because eating wouldn't be half as satisfying if I didn't know that I was chomping down on a living, sentient thing with feelings.
Well, now maybe you'll know what it was like to be a slave in Egypt.
It must have been terrible being a slave!
All right, you Jews. No reclining on the job.
First off, is that the most mind-blowing piece of time travel effects or what? All it needs is this music.
But I guess it's still better than Aladdin and the Adventure of All Time, eh, miss?
I have no idea what that is.
You've never heard of it?
No?
Oh my god. Look it up. You'll love it.
Where are we?
We're in ancient Egypt. Don't be frightened. This is one adventure where we already know the ending. But it's up to you to get us there.
So yeah, this is a thing. Luckily, Zach has a foolproof plan.
All we have to do is find Moses. He's the leader of the Jews. He'll know what to do.
There he is!
Moses man, you've returned!
Who are they talking to?
You! You're Moses in this story.
You enjoying that Aladdin movie, miss?
Oh my god, what the hell even is this?
I know, right?
Can we just review this instead?
I'm down with that.
Alright then! Bye-bye Bubby and hello Aladdin and the Adventure of All Time. Let's take a look. So after a shot of children's crotches, there's something I wish I didn't have to say, we go into our first song.
Look over there.
Ah!
See how they play.
Of course, for all this singing she's doing about how she doesn't fit in, I don't see what makes her think she's an outcast. It looks like there's nothing stopping her from playing with her weird peers.
Don't worry, everyone will start teasing her in 3, 2...
Here comes that page. She's such an introvert. She reads and reads and reads and reads until her eyeballs hurt.
And I mean everyone.
Kate stays inside and spends her time all reading in her room.
And when Paige cleans her room, she straps a book onto her broom.
Even the adults are picking on this kid. By the way, an opening number where the entire town is singing about how odd the girl who's an outcast because she loves books is? Why in the world does that sound familiar?
The scariest part is I'm having flashbacks to that song at the beginning of the Rudolph movie.
Speak of me!
Right, the homicidal demon VHS. I think we need to go back to Bubby.
Screw Bubby, I want to keep reviewing Aladdin.
Do you forget he came at me with a knife?
You locked the door, didn't you?
It won't stop because it's locked out of this room.
Come on, what's the worst that could happen? Hey look, there's an emergency broadcast on TV.
2 nuclear missiles have suddenly been set to launch in 2 minutes unless a publicly unknown demand is met.
The first missile is aimed towards local creepy gothic library, while the second missile is aimed at the mist. We will keep you updated.
So, what are Kester and Muffin up to back in ancient Egypt?
Get those bricks over to the pyramid at once!
Being a slave is awful.
No shit, Sherlock!
You see, your tears are like the salt water you dip me in at the Seder.
Oh, I get it.
Let me see if I've got this right. So, according to this special, the way to teach young children about Passover is to take them back in time to Egypt and put them through the actual torment that the Hebrew slaves experienced. We're putting them through brutal whippings so they can understand why there's salt water on the Seder plate. What? I mean... What? Isn't there any better way to teach them about Passover than actually putting them through the abuses of slavery? This is actual physical torment they're going through. Oh, by the way, Mr. Haggadah book, answer me this. What if they fail in their task of getting to the desired ending? What if one of them dies? Your little plan would backfire, would it not? You're such a douche book! You're an idiot! Filmmaker, don't you agree?
Oh, are you done?
Did you even hear a word I said?
Oh yeah, I get your point. You're just a bit long-winded about it.
What do you mean long-winded? Look, I don't know about you, Amiga, but I think that explaining our reasoning is a very important part of the critic game. I mean, how would you like it if somehow...
Because if it wasn't for reasoning, we might never be able to empathize with each other. Is it me, or are we aging a lot in this episode?
No, it's just you.
Oi, I was worried there.
Meanwhile, Zack still has doubts about being a leader, but the book is ready to pep him up with a song.
There are times in your life when you have to lend a hand
To right an awful wrong, you'll do all that you can.
Watch me man up like nobody else. I'm on a man up all over myself. It's time to man up.
Zack goes to see the Pharaoh, who's unsurprisingly played by Anton, and while I do find it a little odd that he's being used like this when he was originally a direct parallel of Antiochus in the Hanukkah story, right down to the name, I won't deny that he's still a lot of fun in this role. His casual love of being a dick is so hilariously pulled off.
Now run along and mistreat some Hebrews.
So let it be written. So let it be done.
And like in the story, Anton Pharaoh refuses to let the Hebrews go, so Zack brings on the 10 plagues.
The Lord will now turn the waters of the Nile River to blood.
Oh, the old defile the Nile trick, eh? That's the dumbest threat I've ever heard. And to prove it, I'll drink this glass of cool, refreshing Nile blood right now. Blood?
Hey, Anton wanted a water, not a Bloody Mary.
And of course he still refuses to let them go, even after the plague of cheap frog props on sticks. Clearly Kermit turned down their offer to make a cameo.
The plague of darkness doesn't work either, forcing Zack to bring forth one last plague.
One last plague?
Yeah, the killing of the firstborn.
But this is only the 3rd plague we've seen. What happened to the other 6?
Maybe they cut it down to 4 to keep the special from running too long.
But didn't Zack say it was going to be 10 plagues?
10 plagues.
I don't know, maybe they happened off screen?
Without even being alluded to? Like, maybe Bubbe or someone could have mentioned that there had been a bunch of plagues lately, instead of encouraging being dicks to camp counselors?
What do you think this is? Summer camp?
Yes, and it's time to play Kick the Counselor.
Whatever, last plague.
Thank you very much, dear, for donating blood today.
You're welcome.
Sure, they say the sheep was just donating blood, but we all know what really happened.
I crept up into the barn.
What did you see, Clarice? What did you see?
Lambs.
They were slaughtering the spring lambs?
They were screaming.
Now we've reached the taking of the firstborn children. Even Anton Pharaoh's son dies. And seeing as this is for young children, it feels abruptly dark.
I'm more annoyed by how horrible Anton's acting is here. His son just died and he doesn't sound all that concerned. Seriously, does this sound like someone who just lost a child and deeply regrets not heeding Moses' warning?
Oh, Moses! My son, my oldest son is dead. Go. Take the children of Israel and go. I should have listened to you. Oh.
Children of Israel, it is time to leave Egypt.
We can't leave now. I'm making bread and the dough needs time to rise.
Muffin, if you let that dough rise, we'll never have matzah or matzah balls or matzah brie or anything.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot.
Wait, so you're saying that matzah was created simply for the sake of creating matzah? You're not even doing some variant on how we don't eat leavened bread because the Hebrews didn't have time to let the dough rise. And so we don't eat leavened bread as an homage to that. You're saying that this came about so that we could do that homage. Even though the people of that time period would have had no idea this was going to be a thing. And yeah, I know the kids are from the present, but they don't count. I just wonder, now that we're on the subject, did this affect how much bread they could bring? Like, say, for whatever reason, they would not be able to bring 11? Who keeps doing that? If we wait, the Pharaoh may change his mind.
Why would he change his mind?
He did about everything else. If we wait, we'll miss our taxi.
They have taxis here?
Sure, why not? If we wait for the bread to rise, Pharaoh will kill us.
But when Pharaoh realizes how much easier it was to have the Hebrews do his labor, he and his men raced toward the Red Sea.
Meanwhile, the Hebrews are stuck at the Red Sea, which, according to this special, means that they were trapped between a blank wall and a blue tarp with a fan blowing up from under it, and a hilariously hammy Pharaoh on their tail.
Brilliant! Brilliant!
What do we do?
Have faith, Zach. You'll know what to do.
Agata, don't do this to me. I can't remember what the Jews do next.
The parting of the Red Sea was the bit you forgot? Out of all the things I could have forgotten in this story, it's the parting of the Red Sea? Again! Mr. Magical Haggadah book thing! What if Zach fails here? What then? How is he gonna do this? What if he can't find an answer? Will he die? Is Pharaoh going to kill him? That's a possibility!
I can't remember this part of the story.
Part the waters! That was good enough. Hey, look, the waters are parting, and in a few moments, we're going to be taking you down below sea level.
So, that includes horribly blurry pixelation over parting waters?
Well, if anything, it includes biblically accurate chanting.
Huh?
Yeah, listen to it.
Unlike most Christian churches, the Orthodox Christians have our Easter directly follow Passover for biblical accuracy. The Last Supper was a Passover Seder after all. And at our nocturne service on Easter midnight, we sing a chant not too different from this one as we go outside to commemorate the resurrection of Christ.
Christ is risen from the dead, trampling down death by death, and upon those in the tombs bestowing life. Christos voskreser i smrti, smrti smrt poprav, Isus in vogrobie.
Additionally, the Easter book that my church follows during this service is not too different from the Jewish Haggadah. Unfortunately, it does not have the luxury of coming to life.
You learn something new every day. And now they're back! Wait, what?
How did we get here?
Weren't we just in Egypt?
Anton, you're supposed to be in the Red Sea.
Yeah, Anton, you're supposed to be drowning your way to a depressing watery grave.
Now, let's continue the Seder.
Continue it?
But we haven't even started it yet.
We've already done a lot of it.
So, apparently they were at the Seder this whole time, even though they have clear physical memories of the Egypt flashback, and no one believes / understands what they're talking about. I hope none of you people were looking for logic, 'cause it ain't here. So, we're near the end, right?
There's still at least 6 minutes.
6 minutes?! Did they do anything to further the story at all, or is it just filler?
Filler.
6 minutes?!
Yep, they eat, use the Haroset's brains as a dipping sauce, Chester finds the Afikoman, but we're never told what his prize is. They sing some more, the puppet that looked dead in the Hanukkah video seems to have a seizure, and Bubbe apparently knew all along that the book was alive.
Okay. 3 things. Uno. Bubbe's still in this even though it's named after her? I completely forgot she's even in it. 2. She knew the book was alive. And yet she still pretended not to understand what the kids were talking about? Did she go through all of this before? Is this something that Jewish puppets go through every generation? And 3-0, and this is the one that really bugs me, we never find out what prize Chester got for finding the Afikoman?
Nope.
Why? What's the point? There's no payoff.
Maybe it's like what Mel Brooks once said in a kid's show. He wins a sense of pride in knowing that he did his best, or something like that.
I don't even know what's real anymore.
If anything, does it make you feel like you're at a Passover Seder? Like how the Hanukkah video made it feel like you're at an actual celebration?
Well, I'll admit, like, this part here does make me feel like I'm at temple. But I don't get that feeling from this special. I probably should mention, I've never really been much of a Passover guy.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I totally get the significance of the holiday, but between Passover and Hanukkah, I'm definitely more attached to Hanukkah.
Presents.
Hey, I also enjoy lighting the candles and the atmosphere of the December time holiday season. And presents.
Well, can we still sing the 4 questions?
Why?
Because they sing it at the end.
So?
You all sang I Love You in your Barney review, didn't you?
Yeah, that was just a silly one-off gag. It's not like they were asking me to sing it.
No, but this one does.
Now, you can all sing the 4 questions with us.
Does it have the words on screen?
Why, don't you know them?
Not really.
Wow.
Well, what of all the little children who might not know all the words yet? Shouldn't the words be on screen for them at least? That is kind of cruel. To them.
But you're not a little child, are you?
Well, no, but...
So get up off your lazy ass and look up the damn words!
No, I won't do it!
Come on!
No!
Please?
Okay, just a little. And that was Passover at Bubbe's. What do we think? So, are we in the clear now?
I'll check. Hey, how's 17 and VHS? Are we cool?
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah, we're in the clear.
Okay, good. Let's hope we never have to deal with these Bubbe VHSs again.
Agreed.
So, thank you for watching. Hope to see you again in the mist.
And on video.
Well, as I say on page 28, Behold Ovado Haya Vadam Lirot et Atzmo Kilu Hu Yatsa Mimitzrayim.
What does that mean?
Who knows? I don't speak Yiddish.